Okay, next question is you hear a pan from the United States Coast Guard, Sector Long Island Sound on Channel 16. You're a good navigator doing what you should, which is monitoring Channel 16 at all times. There is a report of a vessel in distress in the vicinity of 6 Mile Reef. Your position is 41 degrees, 12 minutes, 47.5 seconds north by 72 degrees, 25 minutes, 19.6 seconds west. How far away from you, from the aid to navigation, 6 Mile Reef are you, is the first question. And the second one is, what would an appropriate response to the Coast Guard be? So, all right, so you know that you are, let's go big first. It says 41 degrees, 12 minutes. So this is the 41 degree 10-minute line. So 12 is about here. Well, we're just going to eyeball this, right? So we're going to say we're about here, okay? And it says that we're 72 degrees, 25 minutes and some change. And so again, we'll eyeball this, and that is about here, okay? So we know our approximate position already, okay? But let's go ahead and figure out the answer to the question, right? So the question said, what is your position? It gives you your position. So we're 12 minutes, 47.5 seconds, right? So 47.5 seconds, this is shown in decimals. So the first thing we need to do is we need to convert 47.5 to decimals, right? So again, this is definitely one for the calculator. So I take 47.5 divided by 60. So that says it's 0.79. So I'm gonna call it 0.8, right? So that is 41 degrees, 12.8 minutes, okay? Let's go ahead and do the conversion on the other one. It's 19.6, so if I take 19.6 divided by 60, that's 0.32, so we'll just call it 0.3. So we're 72, 25.3 minutes west longitude, okay? So that's the position that we're gonna chart. So which of those are we gonna do first? Doesn't really matter that much. So we'll do this way first, longitude. So what I'm doing is I'm lining up one of the rulers with the 75, 30, it doesn't matter, they're all parallel, right? This is a Mercator projection, so they've made all these lines parallel. And I'm gonna come down here to 21, 22, 20, what did I say, 25.3? Yeah, 25.3. So there's 25. To bring this down a little bit more, 25.3, okay? So that gives me exactly the longitude. So I will go up here and I will now draw a real line like that. So that says my 72 degrees, 25.3 minutes of west longitude. And now we said that the 47.5, 4112, 47.5 converted to 41 degrees, 12.8. So we'll do the same thing. So I'm going to take this divider and I'm going to move it up to, okay. Now this one's going to be a little more interesting because I'm going to go on the inside line of it. Because if I close this all the way, it's not quite, I don't know if I had this on it. It's not quite 8. So I'm going to go all the way up to there. Okay, so that's 8. Just remember it's the inside line. I'm going to spring this across. And I'm going to say, where's the inside line? So boom. So this is exactly where we are at the time of the call. So I might write the time of the call down. You know, let's say it was, you know, 1:15 in the afternoon when you heard this. So I might write, you know, 13:15. And I might put pon call, right? Just so I know. So that's what your latitude and longitude is. How far away are you from 6 Mile Reef? So, you know, this is a pon situation, so we probably want to be quick. So we'll pull out our protractor, remembering that we're on the top scale, which is 1 to 80,000. And we're going to show, we're going to do it off the 10 because sometimes this wheel gets in the way and it makes it hard to see. So we're just going to move it right up here. So we are from 6 Mile Reef, 3.7 nautical miles. So that was the first question, 3.7 nautical miles. Now the second question is, what might an appropriate response to the Coast Guard be? Let's say we're in a powerboat. Let's say that we're in a center console that can do 30 knots, okay? So if we can do 30 knots and we need to cover, 3.2 nautical miles, we can get there in 0.1 hours or about 6 minutes, okay? So what might you call to the Coast Guard, right? You listen to make sure that the frequency is clear, and you might make a radio call that says something to the effect using proper radio protocol, which I won't go through now, is, United States Coast Guard, Sector Long Island Sound, United States Coast Guard, Sector Long Island Sound. This is the powerboat, say your name. In response to the pon-pon signal, we want to let you know that we are 3.2 nautical miles northeast of 6 Mile Reef, approximately 6 minutes away. We will be responding and waiting for further instructions, standing by channel 16. And that just lets the Coast Guard know that somebody's heard the pon-pon and that you're on the way there, that you're going to head in that direction. And you figure it out when you get there. Maybe the Coast Guard shows up. You have an obligation, and if you had a pon-pon situation, you'd want somebody to come to you. So you get there as fast as you can and you assess the situation. Maybe you just stand by. Maybe you stay 20 or 30 yards off because a sea tow or a Coast Guard boat shows up, whatever the situation may be, and it might not be required, right? But imagine the amount of safety and comfort the people who issued this pon-pon are going to feel when they know that people are coming to them just 6 minutes away, and then knowing that there's a boat that is in good working order and floating, close to them if they have to abandon ship or something like that. And then literally after you say that, you get acknowledged by the Coast Guard, and then you stand and wait for further instructions. The one thing you would do, and I have actually been in this situation a couple of times, is after everything appears to be in control, local authorities are on scene or whatever the case may be, just check out with the Coast Guard. Let them know that that you have been standing by and that you're going to proceed back to your normal course or normal activities. You're going to leave the scene, whatever you want to tell them, unless they have further instructions for you. And they typically will say no, but who knows? Maybe the situation is they're short-handed and they would really like you to stay there for another 20 minutes. So you can stay there for another 20 minutes, but just let them know before you depart.